The Royal Bank of Scotland has been fined $100 million by US regulators for violating US sanctions against Iran, Sudan, Burma and Cuba. The US Treasury says the violations took place between 2005 and 2009. Well, the settlement follows from an internal investigation by RBS, which said in a statement that it, quote, acknowledges and deeply regrets these failings.
Well, I think it's tragically disappointing, Jeff, that this comes after, as your report indicated, very similar charges against HSBC in respect of Mexico and Standard Chartered in respect of breaching sanctions and money laundering. It's embarrassing, to put it at its mildest, that the UK seems to be at the heart of so many of these failures. The London whale that lost JP Morgan $6 billion. It's not good that these problems arise in the UK. And reading this RBS statement, it sounds very willful and intentional. The stripping of names off payment instructions so that there were no references to Iran or Cuba. One shrugs one's shoulders and says, what was going on in these banks? How was this allowed to happen?
Given the scale of the malfeasance here, I'm surprised that the Americans have imposed a fine of only $100 million.
Well, there are more fines to come, Jeff, and RBS will, I'm sure, be receiving its calls. This is actually quite a narrow issue. This isn't closure for RBS with the US regulators. This isn't the end of the story, a full and final settlement, no further charges. This is actually quite a narrow area relating to payments to and receipts of money from 4 other countries. So it's not the end of the story, Jeff. There's a lot more that's going to come over the next year or so.